Come back to this exercise in a few weeks' time. There are 4 parts to back floating. Standing against the wall and lowering your knee, pushing baby out into the back float position, moving baby around in the correct position, and finally letting them float on their own. And remember, it may take many months for baby to learn this exercise.
And splash.
The next exercise is a fun way of teaching baby to get used to splashing. It builds confidence, and it's the first step to preparing baby for the experience of landing in water with a big splash. Sit your baby on the side of the pool, holding him under the arms with your arms outstretched. Then lift him up and with the command, "Ready, splash," splash him into the water. Then walk backwards across the pool, bouncing him in and out of the water. Most babies adore this exercise, but if your baby finds it a bit boisterous, don't worry. There's no rush. Just come back to it in a few weeks' time. Baby is now ready to begin to learn the next key life-saving skill, how to turn round in the water and hold on to something should he fall in. This exercise is split into 2 stages, holding on and turning.
And hold on, hold on, hold on.
With the command, "Hold on," draw baby to the side of the pool and rest her hands on the rail. Some babies may not be strong enough to do this at first, but as they get stronger, allow them to take their own weight.
Good boy. 10.
You can make it more playful by encouraging baby to splash around and kick.
Hold on.
Once baby is used to holding on, you can move on to stage 2, turning.
Hold on.
This exercise is designed to get baby used to the sensation of turning round in water and then holding on to the side.
Hold on. Turn.
From the holding on position, give the command, "Turn," and turn baby away from the pool side. Walk a few steps towards the middle of the pool and do it again, bringing baby back to the side. Do this several times and repeat it on each visit to the pool.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Clever girl.
In this exercise, you are giving baby the sensation of moving around in the water. By using the techniques of word association and repetition, you are teaching baby the key skills of turning round and then holding on to the side. It's important that you do this exercise every time you visit the pool. So far, you and baby have learnt word association, holding positions, reaching and back floating. Let's just revise a few safety points. Every visit to the pool should start with about 5 minutes of warm-up exercises. To make it more fun, remember to include games, word association or a sing-along. You can also take along one of baby's favourite bath time toys. Each time you go to the pool, it's important that you revise all the exercises you've already learnt before going on to any new ones.
Ready, go.
In the next exercise, you'll be taking baby underwater for the first time. Remember, in all underwater exercises, it's vital that you go at the right pace for your baby and that you keep careful track of how many submersions you do each visit. Start with 1 submersion, then add another submersion each time you go. Never submerge baby more than 8 times in one visit. One of the most exciting and challenging exercises is the first underwater swim. This helps to build confidence and familiarises baby with the underwater environment. It also helps him not to panic when he goes underwater.
Yeah.
Many parents have mixed emotions about this, but there is no cause for concern. Baby may be surprised when he first goes underwater, but he will be in no danger. So what do you do? Well, before you start the main exercise, why not practice a few ready-go exercises? For example, from the bath or from your first visit to the pool. This helps baby relax. You're now ready to move on to the exercise. With the command, ready, go, move baby downward about 6 inches beneath the surface. Make sure he is fully submerged for a moment. Then lift baby up and out of the water towards you, and don't forget to give him a reassuring cuddle at the end.
Ready, go.
This exercise builds up baby's confidence by making him familiar with the sensation of being underwater. Remember, when you first try this exercise, be sure to start with only one submersion, and be sure to look out for signs that baby is tired or unhappy. If baby starts to cry, you should stop immediately. If baby continues to hold her breath, bounce her up and down gently and blow lightly on her face. Then put her in the swim position. You can also distract her with a toy.
We teach them, first of all, how to cope with going underwater in a relaxed way, so that they wouldn't panic initially. Most people are very apprehensive because it still seems like an unusual thing to do, to take your baby underwater. But I think after the first nerves have gone, they see what they're working towards, and they see that the babies are perfectly adapted really to going underwater, especially if they bring them very young.
It's a bit funny when you have to take them underwater for the first time, but I think after the first time of doing it, you see that they're not crying and they're happy, and he smiles when he comes up.
I know that some mums probably aren't quite so confident in the water, and they probably don't like seeing the babies go under, but I think it helps the babies to become more confident in the water, and then the mums will feel more confident about babies being in water and being around water.
But actually, I must admit, the first time you put her under is quite. It's quite a scary experience. I don't scare that easily, but it's your own little child going underwater. But she actually seemed to love it straight from the beginning. Again, I think we were just lucky in that respect. She just loved it, and now I think she just loves being put under the water more and more.
1, 2, 3, ready, go.
The key points to remember when taking baby for her first underwater swim are: don't submerge baby for more than 2 seconds. Always be firm and positive in your movements. Give baby a big hug afterwards. The next exercise teaches baby to swim off the side. Submerging him a little longer than in the first underwater swim is very good for developing baby's respiratory system. Place your baby on the side of the pool in the same position as the splashing exercise you did earlier. Then give the command, ready, go, and submerge him with a firm and smooth action, and take a step backwards before lifting him out of the water. Baby's head should be about 6 inches underwater. By taking baby underwater more often and for a moment longer, you can develop his lung capacity and stamina.
I just see amazing strength, amazing coordination. It builds up the respiratory system, the heart and the lungs, because it's quite tough physical exercise that they cope with.
Even at such an early age, exercise like this can have a therapeutic benefit.
After he was born, he had surgery on his heart, and the doctors, when we spoke to them, they said, yes, it would be really good for him, strengthen his heart and his lungs, because he needed some building up, so to speak. So that was one of the benefits for his health.
Let's just watch this exercise a few more times.
Rosie, ready, go.
There are 3 things to remember here. Make sure you give the command ready go in a firm voice. Always take baby from the side with a smooth and firm action. And as you should always do when baby goes underwater, only ever add 1 more submersion to baby's program each week. By now, baby should be used to being underwater, and he's now ready to swim underwater unaided. This is another vital step towards teaching baby to get to the side if he should ever fall into the water. Before you begin any new underwater exercise, do some dips off the side as a warm-up. It's a good way of making baby relax. Hold baby beneath the shoulders facing the middle of the pool. With the command, ready, go, submerge him. Gently propel him forward through the water before releasing your hands for just 2 seconds. Lift him out of the water and give him lots of praise. When you do this exercise, remember to avoid any sudden movements which might be distracting.
Ready, go.
And don't forget, when you're teaching your baby something new, lots of praise.
Praise is really, really important because it's all to do with the baby's self-esteem. You can only transmit things in an emotional way to a newborn baby. So if you're happy and you're very positive, your baby will take on that. If you're nervous and you're anxious about what you're doing, your baby will also pick up that. So it's very, very important that you give baby lots of praise and just really happy. You know, your facial expressions need to be very happy. Your tone of voice needs to be very happy. And it will just build very quickly on the baby's confidence in the water if you transmit those feelings.
It's a very positive thing. You are encouraging your child. You're not telling them off. I mean, you look at a lot of relationships between parents and children, and you see a lot of parents constantly telling their children off. Don't do that. Stop doing that. You know, oh, that's horrible. You know, that kind of thing. But this is a very, very positive atmosphere. You know, you're not focusing on the things they're doing wrong or the things they're doing bad or constantly pulling them out of the fireplace or whatever other hazard young children like to try and do when they're playing. You're actually doing exercise, you know, in a very positive way. You're giving your child lots of positive feedback. You know, you're constantly praising them. You're giving them a chance to really feel that their parents values them in the best way possible.
Ready, go.
The first unaided swim is a key skill. But be careful. In the excitement of this new adventure, be sure not to tire baby out. And remember the golden rule. Only add 1 extra submersion each visit. So the key things to remember. Submerge baby using a smooth and firm action. Only let baby stay underwater for 2 seconds. And keep a careful count of how many times baby has gone underwater. The next exercises will teach your baby 2 important safety skills.
Ready, go.
Learning to hold on to things after being underwater and learning to breathe whenever possible. These exercises are also good for building up stamina. For the first exercise, stand about 3 feet from the side. With the command, ready, go, submerge baby in a swimming position and step forward towards the side. And with the command, hold on, lift him up so that he can grasp the side of the pool. These are advanced exercises, and you should only tackle them if you feel your baby has the strength, stamina and confidence to do them. If you're not certain, keep practicing previous exercises for an extra week or two before going ahead. For the second exercise, hold your baby facing you. Be sure to make eye contact. Then give the command, ready, go. Submerge him and at the same time take a step back. As you bring him to the surface, give the command, breathe. Allow him enough time to take a breath and with the command, go, repeat the exercise. As baby becomes stronger, you can increase the number of breaths. You must practice this exercise for 2 sessions before moving on to the next exercise.
Ready, go. Breathe. Ready, go. Breathe. Good girl.
So, in the first exercise, make sure that baby is encouraged to hold on to the side. Give him a hand if necessary. And with the breathing exercise, work up to 3 submersions each time you cross the pool. The next exercises teach baby to turn underwater.